Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we just wanted to dive into a strategy which I see a lot of people are using, and they're using it wrong because they keep on blowing accounts, and they pay a lot of money to get the strategy from mentors who sell the strategy. So in today's video, I just wanted to highlight some of the mistakes which people are using in this strategy, and how to actually improve when using this strategy. In fact, mentors who use this strategy, they call themselves sentimental traders. They mix fundamentals and technicals in order to trade this strategy. There's nothing wrong with this strategy if you want to trade it. Personally, we don't trade it. We trade it when it actually makes sense at that particular day to trade it. But I see a lot of people trading this strategy every day, and majority of the people are blowing account. To me personally, it's like people are gambling when they do the strategy. With that being said, let's jump into the video. Before we do that, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Just say something under the comment section so we can know that you guys are actually learning something and that we should continue doing these videos. If you're not really aware or you don't really know the strategy, you can go to YouTube. There's actually a lot of videos explaining the strategy. Just search CNBC app Nasdaq strategy, and you'll be able to learn the strategy. Then come back to this video so you can understand some of the mistakes we highlight in this video. And yeah, so the first thing that they tell you is you should go to CNBC and create a watch list. So it can depend which pair you're trading or which stock you're trading. For example, it can be Nasdaq, which is the most traded using the strategy, or US 30. So what they tell you to do is create a watch list. So you go under watch list, you create a watch list. After creating a watch list, your watch list is going to be composed of the top 7 companies in Nasdaq, which make the Nasdaq market move. So after creating a watch list, what they tell you is that in those 7 companies, if majority of those companies are positive, for example, they're above 15 points, so you check that number. If they're above 15 points, you should buy. But if they are negative, meaning this changes to red and it's less than 15 points, you should sell. So this is more like gambling, because these people are actually not making an informed decision. For the sake of this video, well, I'm in South Africa, so the New York Stock Exchange opens 15:30 according to my time zone. But for the sake of this video, I'll use the time in New York, so we'll use New York time zone. So the New York Stock Exchange open 8:30 in New York. So what they do is, leading up to the opening of the New York Stock Exchange, they check their CNBC app, and if the majority of the companies are positive, what they do is they will buy. But if majority of the companies are negative, then they would sell. Companies like Apple, Microsoft, and Facebook. I don't want to go into detail in terms of the strategy, but I want to help you to understand. So I think the reason mentors and students don't really understand the strategies because they don't really understand engineered liquidity. And number two, they don't really understand that CNBC app is just an app which gets information from bank. So what I'm trying to say is that this company is really not a bank, but it's actually like a app which collects information. After information has been published, then they publish it in their website. And in fact, that's my opinion. Please don't quote me on that. So what they will do is they'll release this information. But the problem with the strategy is, when the bell rings, when the stock exchange in New York opens, you guys sell or buy that exact time. So that's the problem with the strategy. In fact, let's dive into an example so I can show you how these people actually trade the strategy. So what happens, this line represents the opening of the New York Stock Exchange. So 2 days ago, which was Friday, 14 October, what happened is mentors jumped into the app, and what they realized is that majority of the apps were positive and were above 15%, 15 points, in fact, not percent. So this is what they realized, that majority of the companies in the top seven that they are highlighted, so they were positive and above that. So what they did is they sold. And what I've realized about people is when they trade this strategy, they don't actually have a stop loss. I mean, why are you gonna place a stop loss? Because you're actually trading like you're trading fundamentals when you're trading this. So what they realize is that around 8:29, this is what happens. Companies were positive and above 15 points. So this is what they did. They bought. But look what the market did. So the market bought just a little bit, but then the market sold, and it sold huge. It sold huge. So it's within seconds, the market sold huge. So even if you try to put a take profit there, it was going to be difficult to capture that TP, because what they did is they bought a lot here. Then the market just went up a little bit, then it sold huge. Like it went down many pips. So what's the problem with this? The problem with this is understanding where this company gets their information. Now let me make an example. Let's say you own an app like CNBC. Now, what this company does is it waits for companies to open. So it waits for the New York Exchange to open. Now, when the New York Stock Exchange open, it starts feeding information to apps like CNBC or investing.com or other companies which are out there which broadcast information like this. Now, it will take them like not seconds, but it will take them minutes, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes to actually collect all the information they need in order for them to actually publish it. That's why when you go to this app, when the New York Stock Exchange opens, what you will see is majority of the companies, let's say for example that day will be positive, but after 2 minutes you'll see one company being negative, you see another one following, then after 10 minutes or 15 minutes you'll see that in fact the true direction for that day was for the market to sell. But because mentors are saying that students should buy around that exact time, it's leading to a lot of people blowing accounts here. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to at least allow for information to be fed into the system so you can get accurate information. What you're doing when the stock exchange open immediately and you start buying or selling, that's actually wrong. You're not supposed to trade the strategy like that, because you'll be part of this. You'll be part of engineered liquidity, because what market makers know is that you guys check this app around that exact time. So what they'll do is they'll give you a false move. For example, this was a false move. The true move for that day was a sell, but they gave you this move because they knew you guys thought that the market is buying for that day. So this became a false move and this became a true move. If you gave the market at least 10 minutes or 5 minutes to breathe and actually this app to start broadcasting the correct direction for that day, you'll be able to mix your fundamentals and mix them with your technical, depending whether you're a retail trader or a smart money trader. So you guys should be careful when using this strategy, because the broadcast information at that moment, it's actually false. What happens some of the time, and I'm saying some of the time because this really doesn't really happen mostly, is what you'll see companies being positive, and these guys will start collecting information, and yes, the companies will continue being positive for the next 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So sometimes it does give you a correct move, but what happens is that this app is still broadcasting information they got the previous day. They are not really broadcasting the information which is the true information for that moment. That's why you see that this app gives false information majority of the time. Well, it doesn't really give false information. The problem is you guys rush into this. You rush into the market thinking that since all the companies are positive and that the market is going to be positive. But if you understand how this app works and you mix it with your fundamentals and you mix it with your technicals, you'll be able to trade this flawlessly. But if you're going to sell exactly at that time when this the information given by the app is still inaccurate, you'll blow your account and you'll continue to blow your account and you'll continue to fight with your mentors because they also don't know what they're doing. They're also gambling with your monies. So if you want to learn how to trade, you want to understand how trading works, you shouldn't rely on signals. You should be able to start researching companies like CNBC, how they get their accurate information. Because if this company gave the true direction of the market exactly when the New York Stock Exchange opens, trust me, all of us were going to be millionaires. But it's not like that. It usually gives us face a fake signal, then it goes to its desired direction. But anyway, with that being said, this is how we actually trade the strategy. As Blue Leaks Market, we trade it together with with our technicals. We actually mix it with our technicals, and if it does make sense at that moment to actually mix it, we mix it. So this is the move we caught on Friday. The market went up. It actually triggered one of our sell limits. Then it went down to our take profit, and it didn't hit our stop loss. So this is the only time we trade is as Blue Leaks Market. And if you want to understand how we trade this, I'll leave a link below of our WhatsApp public group. You can join that group, and if you're happy about how we do things, you can later on text one of us so you can join our paid mentorship. And yeah, we'll get you to understanding on how to use smart money to trade, how to trade order blocks, how to trade liquidity, how to how does break of structure, change of structure, and all that works. I hope I explained. Guys, please be patient when you use apps like this. Just give this app time to breathe and let it start broadcasting correct information. Then you can jump into your trades and stop losing money. With that being said, thank you guys for watching up until the end. Please don't forget to share this video, like